Welcome to another session. Today we are going to learn about the last part, India's internal challenges, that is regionalism. What is regionalism? Regionalism means having excessive pride about one's region, wherever we are staying. For example, if we are staying in Maharashtra, we feel to be a Maharashtrian. If we are staying in Assam, we feel proud to be a Assami. If we are staying in a Gujarat state, we feel proud to be a Gujarati. Like that, feeling proud of one's own region where we stay is called as regionalism. It is one thing to introduce oneself as a Bengali or a Marathi person, but if I think that because I am a Bengali or a Marathi, I am superior to others from other provinces, it can be termed as excessive regional pride. Excessive regional pride means too much regional pride, proud of one's own region. The love for one's province turns morbid due to this kind of an excessive regional pride. What is a morbid? Morbid means a person who is interested in unpleasant things, especially death, and you think this is strange. Some people have a morbid fascination with crime. In this slide, you can see people with morbid behavior, means they are ready to die for their own region. It is natural to feel love for one's province, but it should not become abnormal. Anything too much becomes abnormal. You should love your own region where you stay, but too much, if you indulge in it, it creates problem. So wherever we are, we should do our proper duties towards that region where we stay. Regionalism thrives on regional imbalance in development. What is meant by thrives? Thrives means to grow or to develop or to be successful. In the post-independence period, that means after independence, some states achieved progress while some states remained backward. That means the states which were progressed in education, science and technology, economically, etc. But the states which remained backward in all the fields like education, infrastructure, science and technology, and all types of development. For example, states like Maharashtra, Gujarat, Punjab, Tamil Nadu developed economically and industrially. In this slide, you can see map of India, and also you can see the states which are very well developed economically and industrially. It is circled in red color: Punjab, Gujarat, Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu. Whereas states like Odisha, Bihar, Assam remained undeveloped economically and industrially. In this slide, you can see map of India, and you can see the undeveloped states circled in blue color, that is Assam, Bihar and Orissa. These states, even today, they are undeveloped industrially as well as economically. Economic development and reforms are the foundation of progress. Here reforms means changes. Changes should take place in each and every state. When changes take place, Through economic development, many things changes. Our education changes, infrastructure changes, science and technology improves, economically we will boost up, and all this happened after the post independence period. As a result, the states that develop economically can also achieve progress in other areas like education, health, and culture. The states which have not developed in this manner remain backward in education and civic amenities. The opportunities of development available to people in developed states increases. That means the developed states have easier opportunities to become an engineer, a teacher, a lawyer, doctor, etc. Various opportunities are there in a developed state, whereas these opportunities are not possible for the backward states. They are harassed by problems of education, backwardness, unemployment, poverty, etc. They begin to think that they are being cheated. Here in this slide you can see children sitting on the floor without proper benches, school structure. You can see to the right side of the slide ladies bringing water from faraway places. That means water facility is not there. And below the slide you can see unemployment. Unemployment means people who are not having job. To the bottommost right side you can see poverty. Because of this, understanding between states is broken. If there is no proper understanding between two states, drastic clashes can take place, as you see in this slide. This in turn has a negative impact on national unity. In this slide you can see map of India, and in the dark red color South Indian sides and light color shaded is North Indian. So North India versus South India. That means North Indians are against South India and the South Indians are against the North India. If this happens in a country, there will be no national unity forever. So we have to be united. We should think the whole India is our own region. The economic imbalance that has endangered this understanding needs to be set right. Our government makes efforts in that direction to set the right economic imbalance among the developed states and undeveloped states. Regionalism can affect developed as well as undeveloped states. The people of developed states begin to believe that they are superior due to their superior history and culture, and hence they have developed that much. Then they begin to look down upon the people of the underdeveloped regions. People of developed states are not willing to share the benefits of the development with the backward states. On the other hand, people from the backward areas need to arouse their regional identity to organize themselves. For this, they try to unnecessarily glorify local traditions and culture to prove their uniqueness. This leads to regionalism. It endangers national unity. The evil of regionalism can be tackled by reducing the imbalance in development. We have studied a few challenges that India is facing. Current major issues in India are poverty, health, industrial, unemployment, and education. In this slide, you can see all these: poverty, health, industries, unemployment, and education. All these are a few major challenges faced by India even today in remote places. Problems like overpopulation, cleanliness, agriculture and the problems of farmers, that is drought, flood, etc., poverty, housing and food. Our country is trying to overcome these and move forward. We are progressing steadily. Improvement is seen by doing Swachh Bharat for cleanliness. Education is being improved stage by stage. You can see in agriculture, people are nowadays using for high yield of productivity, they are using tractors, and technologically we are improving a lot. In the next chapter, we shall learn about progress in the economic field. Thank you.